Good afternoon, and welcome to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. I am your host, Kevin King. He is I, and I am him, the 800 Credit Score Man himself. And I want to thank each and every one of you for listening to the 800 Credit Score Man Show and welcome me into the show. So, today is quiz day, right? So I warned you last week, today was going to be quiz day. I didn't pop it on you this time like I did last time, so you knew that it was coming. So, I'm going to throw a question out there right quick, right at the top of the show. I'm going to ask you this question first. How long do inquiries stay on your credit report? Now, if you've had any time at all listening to the 800 Credit Score Man Show, other credit people, if you've read anything at all about the basics about credit, then you should absolutely know this. So the answer to how long do inquiries stay on your report is 24 months. Yes, they're going to stay on your report for 24 months. Unlike if you had, something bad on your credit report that would stay there for 7 years, your inquiries stay on your credit report for 24 months. So if you have one, this year in May 2018, it's going to be there until May 2020, and then it'll fall off of your credit report. And so that allows lenders to look and see who you have applied for credit with. And again, it'll be on there for 24 months. Now, let me do this. Let me go ahead and do a couple of shout outs before I jump to the next question. So I need to shout out Cameron Nicholson. Happy birthday to you, Cameron. He is turning 8 years old, and he's celebrating his birthday. I know you're going to have a great time at your birthday party today. So happy birthday to you, Cameron Nicholson. I also got to give a shout out to Janelle Douglas. She is celebrating a twofer. She has a birthday and she's graduating from college. So congratulations on your college graduation, getting that degree. I know you're going to go on to do great things. And happy birthday to you, Janelle Douglas. All right, so let me ask you another question. So you had question number 1 on the quiz. So question number 2, how long do inquiries impact your score? So that's different than the last question. The last question was, how long do they stay on your credit report? But now I'm asking you, how long will that inquiry impact your score? And the answer is for 12 months. So even though it stays on your credit report for 24 months, it's only going to impact your score for 12 months. After 12 months are over, then the credit bureaus or the credit reporting agencies, whether it's FICO or VantageScore, then they're discounting that. They're not taking that against you at all anymore after 12 months. So if you see on your credit report, you have a bunch of inquiries and you're like, it's not going to fall off, for another 13, 14 months, in a month or two, it's going to no longer impact you, especially if your lender is using the newer versions of FICO. So if they're on FICO 8 or they're using FICO 9, they're no longer counting that against you after 12 months. But they do allow it to stay on your credit report for 24 whole months. All right, so that's 2 questions already. 2 questions down in the quiz for today. So let me ask you this question. What's my favorite thing to help you jumpstart your credit score comeback? Now, you guys should definitely know that if you have listened to more than 3 or 4 or 5 different episodes of the 800 Credit Score Man Show. What's my favorite thing? Yes, me, the 800 Credit Score Man. What's my favorite thing to help you jumpstart your credit score comeback? And the answer to that is authorized user. I love an authorized user. If you've had some issues in the past, you have a low credit score, if you have a short length of history, then you need to become an authorized user. It's one of the best things that you can do and one of the quickest things you can do to help boost your credit score. So what's an authorized user if you don't know? An authorized user is where you basically piggyback on someone else's credit card. So say your father or your mother or your sister or even your spouse has a credit card. You are not on that card at all. So you're not going to become a joint person on that card. You're not a cosigner or anything of that nature, but they can add you as an authorized user. So if they add you as an authorized user, you get your own card, has your name on it, all that kind of stuff. You have that card. You have the ability to actually use it if you want to. But the purpose is, most of the time, the purpose for our standards is to get that card and be able to get all the benefits of the good payment history that card has, what the debt utilization is on that card. All of those things are what you want to get, not for you to go and charge it and then wind up on Judge Judy because you didn't pay and you guys have a discrepancy between any of that. That's not what it's for. If you become an authorized user for the purposes of helping you build your credit to bring your credit score up, what's going to happen? You're going to call, they're going to get that card, and then when the card comes and it actually hits your credit report, then it'll show, even if you're only 20 years old, and say you got on your parents' card and they've had the card for 10 years, you're going to get the full weight of 10 years worth of all those positive payments. So if you've got somebody that you can get on one of their credit cards to become an authorized user, I would suggest it's at least 7 years old. It's 100% on-time perfect payment history as well. It has a higher limit and a small balance. We all know that we want to be under 30% when it comes to the balances on your credit cards. So it will be best if it's that way. Doesn't have to be that way. They can have a 70% debt utilization, but it'll help you more and it'll help them more if it's under 30%. And of course, the lower the better. So the answer to what's my favorite thing to jumpstart your credit score comeback is becoming an authorized user on somebody's account. All right. So then let me do this. Let me do another shout out right quick. I'm going to try to sprinkle them in today. So I got to give a shout out to Stephanie Mullins. Stephanie Mullins is graduating from college as well, from the great College of Michigan. So she went to Michigan. She is graduating as well. So happy graduation to you, Stephanie Mullins. I got to give a birthday shout out to Sean Dyes. Sean is actually one of the owners of Renaissance. It's a club in Chicago, Illinois. If you're in Chicago, stop by Renaissance. And happy birthday to you, Sean Dyes. And I have got to say congratulations on your engagement to Andrew and Allie. Happy engagement to you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing some pictures of engagement photos and all that kind of stuff. So congratulations on your engagement, Andrew and Allie. All right, so let me go ahead and do another question for you. So we've gone through 3. How have you done so far? Just checking in, see how you're doing. If you think you got them right, good. And then what I would like you to do at the end of the show, after you've gone through this and everything, you checked it, made sure you got it right and all that stuff, then shoot me an email. Shoot me an email, 800@creditscoreman.com. Shoot me an email. Let me know how you did on the test and if you need me to clarify anything for you as well off of the test. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to another one. So, how many times a year can you get your free credit report from Experian on www.annualcreditreport.com? Now, this is one of the things that I often mention as well. I did a whole show. I think the title of the show was www.annualcreditreport.com. So the question again is, how many times a year can you get your free credit report from Experian on www.annualcreditreport.com? So you can get your credit report for free once. Now the question was on Experian. Doesn't matter if it's Experian, if it's TransUnion, if it's Equifax, you can get your free credit report one time in a 12-month rolling basis. So it's not even a calendar year. So it's not from January to December. It is on a 12-month rolling basis. If you got yours in the month of April last year and now it's May, then now you can get your free credit report again from any one of the 3 credit bureaus. You can get them at the same time if you like, or you can spread them out throughout the year the way I like to do it and get your free official credit report from www.annualcreditreport.com. That's where I want you to go to get that if you're going to get it at all. All right, so I'm actually counting on you that you got that one correct. I'm counting that you got that one correct. And when we're at the end of this, I have a bonus question as well. Bonus question is going to be worth 10 points. So if you get all of it right and you get the bonus, then you get 110%, right? So I'm counting on you to have gotten that one right. That's one of the ones I thought you would definitely get right from this particular quiz. All right, answer me this. Name 2 reasons you get a free credit report. Give me 2 reasons that you'll get a free credit report. Of course, besides, the government giving you one because of the FCRA, that's the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and that's where that www.annualcreditreport.com comes in, because you're going to get one there. But name me two other reasons that you can get a free credit report. And I know you're thinking about it. It's like, I think he said something a couple of shows ago about you can get a free credit report and whatnot. You ready for the answer? Here's the answer. Name 2 reasons you can get a free credit report. One, if you're denied credit. So if you go and fill out a credit card application, or if you do it online, you fill out a credit card application and they deny you, they're going to send you a letter of that denial, and that allows you the opportunity to get a free credit report. If you get denied because of your credit for let's say for an apartment, if you try to get an apartment, they deny you, they're going to send you a letter telling you why you were denied, listing all these things why you were denied, and that letter gives you the ability to get a free credit report. On that letter, they're going to tell you which credit reporting agency they use, so it'll say Experian or whoever, and that's who you'll be able to get that credit report from. So if they send you one from TransUnion and they say they use TransUnion, that doesn't mean you can get an Equifax one. It just means you can get a TransUnion one. You can't get all 3 unless they were to pull all 3. I don't think that they do, but in case they do and you get 3 different denial letters, then you're able to go ahead and get a free credit report. What's another reason? So that was just one, if you were denied. The second one is if you file a dispute. So oftentimes we talk about filing a dispute for any and everything. We talk about it all the time here on the show. If you file a dispute, when it comes back, and no matter what the investigation says, you have the ability to get a free credit report simply because you filed a dispute. And then, of course, that'll run through whoever you filed your dispute with. So if you had something on your TransUnion and that's who you filed a dispute with, when it comes back, you have the ability to go ahead and get yet another free credit report as well. So now you get one free from the Federal Credit Reporting Act. If you were to be denied, you can get one. And then, of course, if you go ahead and you file a dispute, you can get a free credit report as well. So I hope you got that one right, too. That one might have been a little bit harder, and maybe it should be worth a few more points, but c'est la vie. All right, so let's jump on to another question, and this one is true-false. So it's true-false. You got a 50-50 chance on this one, and I know you'll get it right. So here's the question of the true-false. Your income is a factor in your credit score. What's the answer to that one? Is it true or is it false that your income is a factor in your credit score? Since it's a true-false, I won't spend a bunch of time in between. Just go ahead, pick one before I tell you the answer. So the answer to this is false. Your income is not a factor at all in your credit score. I have said before, there are millionaires with bad credit, with a 530 credit score, and there are people that work at McDonald's with a 798 credit score. So it doesn't matter how much money you make, it has no bearing on your credit score. Not in the sense of this person makes $150,000, so then they get more points because they make money. That's not anywhere on your credit report how much you make. Maybe where you work at, but not how much you actually make. So that has no bearing at all on your credit score. None whatsoever. Now, some people would argue that if you make a lot of money, then you had the opportunity to pay your bills on time, you're never struggling, this, that, and the other, and that'll help your credit score. It's not necessarily the case either. People that make a lot of money, they have a lot of accounts. If you got 20 open accounts, it might be a little bit difficult to be able to navigate all of those things. So you miss a payment here and there. And if you miss a payment, because you've been listening to the show, it can affect your credit score by 40 to 60 points. Or maybe sometimes even more if you miss just one payment. So do not be 30 days late on anything. So the answer is false. Your income is not a factor in your credit score. It is not a factor. And the reason I even ask this question, because I'm doing research all the time, and I'm looking at some article